2, 3. Hi, my talk today is about golden retrievers and all dogs, but especially golden retrievers and how they're important to society. This is Casey. Is there anything cuter in life? She is an 8-year-old golden retriever and has brought a lot of joy to our family. I know everyone thinks that their kind of dog is the best. And if they own a golden retriever, they're right. But all of this cuteness hides something much more significant. Dogs are incredibly important to our health, happiness, and community. Everyone in the audience who has a dog can relate, especially if it's a golden retriever. They make you exercise and active, they make you happy, and they make us all bond together. When you are sad or sick, they make you feel better and give you comfort. The reactions are not just warm and fuzzy feelings. My research reports show that there are significant reasons for why humans react so positively to dogs. That's why Goldens show up in hospitals or even in traumatic events like the Newton tragedy to make us feel better. Yes, dogs, especially Goldens, have healing and bonding powers that nothing else really has. Nothing else has. First, let me share a bit of information about a golden retrievers, because they do represent what the best dog in society means. Goldens were developed in Scotland in the late 1800s at the estate of Lord Tweedmouth to be an even-tempered hunting dog. It was recognized as a separate breed in 1932. They are the second most popular breed in the U.S. today, according to dogtime.com. My favorite article in preparing for this talk was 15 reasons why golden retrievers are the best dog ever. While clearly unbiased, it's pretty accurate. I won't share all 15 reasons, but I'm going to share some of my favorites that anyone who has a golden would agree to them. They really do retrieve and love to play catch with you. They're really smart, allowing them to fill many roles such as service dogs for the blind. They are the ultimate family dog, and they love being part of human packs. They only want to please and are very obedient, friendly, and tolerant to anyone. And they're really the cutest dogs ever. I mean, their only downside is when they don't get mad or they don't attack burglars in the house, and the worst they could really do is lick someone to death. But best of all, they bring families together to give us something to love. Now that serves as an incredibly important role. According to dogpack.com, all dogs, not just Goldens, serve incredibly important roles in society. They are core parts of our family. They make us laugh. They get us outside more, and they help us connect to each other and help bring families together. Simply, the need to walk a dog is good for us. According to the Center of Disease Control, less than 50% of Americans exercise enough and don't exercise enough. But according to dogpack.com, there is evidence that shows that dog ownership increases physical activity and health. Studies in Oregon, Seattle, and Baltimore show that dog owners walk 50 to 63% more than non-dog owners do. Just petting a dog is good for us, based on science. New research from the University of Missouri and Columbia suggests that just petting dogs promotes feel-good hormones in humans, including serotonin, prostaglandin, and oxytocin. Scientific explanations for why dogs can help us stay well and even recover from illness has been developing since the 1900s. A 1999 University of Maryland hospital study involving 392 people found that heart attack patients with dogs are 8 times more likely to be alive a year longer than people without dogs. And another 1999 State University of New York at Buffalo study involving 24 stockbrokers taking medication for high blood pressure found that adding a dog in their life actually helps stabilize and reduce their stress levels. And a 1999 Swedish study reported that children exposed to pets during the first year of their life had fewer allergies and less asthma. These studies all show that warm feelings we get from dogs is actually hardwired into our brains, and they aren't just this warm, fuzzy feeling. The impacts of dogs on our health and happiness is not just general. There are actually specific examples I have that are in us around us all around us every day. They are even in the news. One example is the therapy dogs that the dogs that are actually counted on staff at Scottish Rite Children's Hospital. They are, of course, golden retrievers. There's a dog near there named Casper, and he was actually credited for saving 3-year-old Emily Mills's life at Scottish Rite. Emily had to walk before she could leave the hospital. No human could get her to walk, but Emily walked for Casper. This is a picture of Casper and Casper lying on Emily in a correct way so that Emily won't get hurt. The dogs provide normalcy, innocence, and calmness. These Goldens all help kids through tough times. One of the most publicized examples of how dogs can be important in a tough situation is when 15 dogs, again golden retrievers, were brought from Illinois to Newton, Connecticut to help kids get through the Sandy Hook tragedy, which left 20 kids and 6 staff dead. An article by the National Geographic called "The Healing Power of Dogs" describes how the dogs made a real difference. A little girl who had not spoken since the shootings finally started talking to her mother again after petting the golden retriever. Groups of teenagers began to finally open up about their fears and grief when they stroked the Goldens. The article pointed out how dogs decrease levels of stress hormones, regulate breathing, and lower blood pressure. They also talk about how petting releases oxytocin, which is what I talked about earlier, which is the hormone that is associated with bonding and affection. Here's another picture of a girl in Newton with one of the Sandy Hook comfort dogs. I mean, look at her comforting and just so much happier than being just so happy because of the dogs comforting them. In conclusion, Robin Davidson, the author of Tracts, said that God, in her infinite wisdom, gave us 3 things to make life bearable: hope, jokes, and of course dogs. But the most important and the greatest of these 3 are dogs, because dogs really give us the foundation and help us get through the days. And I 100% agree. It may sound simplistic, but as the National Geographic said, perhaps the simple love of a dog is what makes it all work. After all, you know what dog spells backwards. Experience, science, and our emotion tell us all of that. Dogs are so important to our health, our happiness, our families, and our communities, and you can admit, they're pretty cute too. Thanks for listening.